Blessings, love, and light, everyone. Today, we're going to be talking about food security here in the Valley. It is November 1st, 11/1/2024. This is the VAC Podcast, where we're coming in, bringing our partners, having the conversations that need to be had regarding what it is that's happening all around us. There's so many distractions in life right now that can keep you from understanding what you can do right where you're at with what you have, versus feeling that there's an issue of or regard that there's nothing you can do. There is something you can do. There's a lot of different places out in the Valley where you can go and support. There's a lot of different information that you can reach out to your city, to your local nonprofit organizations that are leading the way in community development. I find it more and more difficult during the holiday seasons, not because of the work that we do in suicide prevention, but the work that we do and just being a servant to the community. There's so much need right now, so much need. And yet I also see the people that are providing and doing the hard work to try to get it to the people, but somehow it doesn't get out to the people in time, or it's that last minute thing. And so we had our monthly meeting and we had a lot of topics of discussion when it came to someone's Maslow needs and what it is that someone is facing during these times of hardship, especially with the holidays coming up. One of the things that I have in my practice, and I know many of us that have seen me in my practice here at Nevada Partners, talking about a mindset that is not a mindset of lack, a mindset that has brought us back to the idea that we have everything that we need. We just got to look. We got to go and provide what it is that we need. Having the background of a veteran just gives us all of these skill sets and this training to be one-on-one with any and everybody to provide one mission, one fight, one love, one win. And I think with the VAC and how it's morphed into such a large community network and partnership, I don't see lack anymore. I see opportunities and I see gratitude. I know that, yes, we see these individuals on the streets. We see them pouring more and more out into the streets, into need, help, panhandling, one corner to the next corner, one building to the next building, food. And you see it, I'm hungry. And I'm like, but there's food right there. Mm-hmm. I'm driving down Las Vegas Boulevard. And obviously, I mean, this is just a side into a story of I'm driving down Las Vegas Boulevard and I see homeless vet hungry. Hey, homie, you do know U.S. Vets is right there, right? You're a veteran? You a veteran? Okay. What's your name? You hungry? Because it's not about me doing a quick fix. I'm not going to give you a Band-Aid. I'm going to find out what's the root here, what's going on. I'll pull over. What's up? You are 2 blocks from changing your life. It's right there. Nope. He's like, no, I don't want to go in a shelter. That's not a shelter. That's not the same thing. It's more than a shelter. It's more than housing. It's more than that. You're out here saying you don't have any resources. As a veteran, I'm a veteran. I know there's resources. So what's your real? And then the truth comes out. Yep. Then the truth comes out. So you do have food. You do have resources. Or you can't understand the resources. Or, all of that comes into play. Yep. You don't know someone's situation until you ask. He had come out of several programs. He was struggling not just because of a substance, but struggling because of his PTS. Post-traumatic stress can turn someone completely around, and he fell off. Yep. And I'm like, okay, I get it. All right. Without further ado, from that story, yes, Pew Pew, all the love in the world. He should be out of surgery right now. So all blessings, love and healing to our Jimmy Pew Pew. He's going to be doing some recovery work from his shoulder surgery. So yes, that is our outreach when it comes to U.S. vets and that homeless, but we still have Troy, we still have Louis, we still have the whole team, we still have everybody that's out there doing the great work. Yep. But we do know that there are individuals that do more beyond the actual service to the organization. They do it in their personal time. And I wanted to bring on one of my other amazing partners, Josh. with the Just One Project. We couldn't do what we're doing without the Just One Project. This last couple months since we've partnered, we have provided quality, and I mean quality,
5-star,
5-star food
yep,
to individuals in the worst moment of their life.
absolutely.
I can't wait to tell you, like, I got a text message from a gentleman that says, hey, I don't know if you remember me, but you were at a pop-up and you gave me those bomb sandwiches. Do you remember who I am?
Oh,
And
man.
I'm like, yes, I do remember you. I remember all of those souls that I get to bless. And I know it's the same for you because it sticks with you.
Yep.
And I was taking in a case and I said, you need to be real with me right now. And I always have the conversation. You eating? Are you good? Are you good?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, actually, I said, hold up. I got something for you. I need you to go by and see my people and sign up. So once a month, you ain't got to worry about this part.
Yep.
All right,
And that's,
Josh, tell me more.
Well, I mean, I just hit on some things that you spoke about, as far as, like the homeless vet on the side of the street. There are those resources, they may know where those resources are, but the mental health comes into play and they don't stick on that path. One thing we like to do is make sure that there's those wraparound services to follow up on that food, follow up on those services that we provide initially to keep them coming back and like get them straight, in all aspects of their lives.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of times I don't get to see the end product because what I do is basically in my military services helped me out with this tremendously as far as like running a crew, and we enlist the community to come pack food for the community.
Yes.
Our nonprofit partners come out, MVPs come out plenty of times to help us pack food for the community. And what that does is it gets the food off our hands, quick. So people in the tunnels are eating 5-star food. People under the overpass are eating 5-star food. People in the shelters are eating 5-star food, and healthy food. This is not just something to put in their belly to make them feel good right then. This is something to sustain them, in every nutritional way possible. And, we have lots of vegan options even, so I know, that's the way the world's going. I'm sure people, who are hungry don't really care about that, but they'll feel it later. They'll feel that, their body feeling good and their energy there. And it's crazy what, just a little group of people can do. Since I've been doing this and partnering with people, I've jumped on board with them, doing what they're doing and, extending our reach to places that don't get touched by big organizations and, people that, are too afraid to register for whatever reason there are, too proud to register. We try to make sure the food goes into their community in a comfortable way to where they don't feel that pressure to, reject the food or, have that social stigma on them. For example, we have our quite a few senior communities that come help us pack the food.
Tell me about that program though, with the seniors that come out and the senior program.
Which the senior? So we have multiple senior programs.
Yes, I was like the two that I know
quite
about.
A few with the Just One Project. We have Meals on Wheels, our senior nutrition and wellness program.
That's the one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we have Golden Groceries.
Yes.
Golden Groceries is probably, you just have to be 60 and call us. There may be a wait list now, but even if there is a wait list, there's other opportunities. We have a drive-through line every single day. That we can set people up with appointments, once a month, come through, get your groceries, and, that's it. And, our senior nutrition and wellness program, there's other qualifications for that, as far as income, but you have to be over 60. And that's another supplemental program on top of those groceries, for people who are, struggling a little bit more financially. And so those two programs together can, stock your whole, pantry and your refrigerator, for a month, and if you know what to do with some of these items, you're golden. They have recipes for that program that they hand out with every order. We go out into the city and pop up at their residence and serve them inside of their living facility. So, they don't have to go. A lot of people are homebound or whatever the case is. Now, our Meals on Wheels program is amazing. We have a chef who he actually worked with Gordon Ramsay for a while. He prepares the food for our seniors, because we don't, everybody at the Just One Project, they're into quality, like we need dignity when you serve people. We're not going to serve people just, cafeteria food, which is fine, if you're hungry, but why not go take that extra step? Why not provide that extra dignity to those, individuals? And that's what we do differently, I think, is we really put ourselves, and our leadership, allows this. We put ourselves into our program, so we're invested, and the success of that program and the success of our clients really is personal for every single one of us, So I think that, it's just an amazing platform to have, and as far as my program goes, it's a very insane, chaotic program, but it kind of has to be that way, because
look at what we're serving.
Yes, and the amount of time to keep the stuff on hand and to get it out, and the care you have to take with the food to keep people from getting sick, and the care you have to do to make sure people know they're receiving that 5-star quality food. If somebody dumps that 5-star food into a pan, not caring how it looks, it's not going to be that way, soon. So in turn, the partners coming to pack their own food, they really take care of that food. And so it lasts, for a lot longer than it would, just, doing it carelessly. We try to look at every single aspect to make sure that things just, go smoothly and we don't have waste. Currently, my waste percentage is 0.28%, which is insane out of over
That's
a quarter
insane.
million pounds of food,
Only a quarter million pounds of food.
Yes, 240,000 pounds of food we hit yesterday. That's 200,000 meals that tops 2 people has done. I've had just me most of the time, but I've had assistant, for parts of that time period. But now I have two assistants, which sky's the limit.
200,000 people you fed. Can you sit with that for me?
Yep. With how many people? 1 or 2?
2 people.
Yeah.
200,000 mouths.
Yep.
Bruh.
Appreciate
Bruh. Listen. I say this over and over and over and over again. If we could just find our purpose.
Yep.
Nothing can stop you.
Yep. You can do anything you want to do.
You can do anything.
You just got to want to do it. And you got to want it bad enough,
It's got to be in you.
Yep.
200,000 mouths.
Yep.
Bruh, that's 200,000. You said something to me with one of our pickups that changed me in my mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, I got this group, I got this one, I got this, I got this. This is not just the cases, I'm in my head. I'm like, oh my God, I got all these organizations that can do this, that need this. Like, oh, okay, you need food. Okay, I need you to go buy it. I need the case management, the coordination, the recommendations, all that other stuff for me it's a lot. But this is what changed things for me. And this was what our partnership with Pizza Hut that we was working on.
Yes.
And we were talking, and I remember Pizza Hut. I'm from the East Coast. So Pizza Hut was a thing. And where I'm from, like, Pizza Hut was far. But if you got to go to Pizza Hut, bro.
Yeah.
If you got to go to Pizza Hut, the smell is in my brain for the rest of my life. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking when you walk through the door, right? There's this childhood memory, bruh. This childhood memory that just takes me there. And the only thing I could think about is my family.
Yeah.
It's not about, even though it's pepperoni and the dough that I'm smelling and the peppers, and because I'm from the South, because we flavor it. So I realize everybody's a little different, but so I was like, I am yearning not for the food, but for my family.
Yep.
Bruh. This moment when we were talking and you said, Chris, I don't want to just give food. I want to give a family back. time.
Yeah.
And it clicked. As a mother, that I had this picture that popped up in my memory, and I'm sitting there. You remember our brown t-shirts, all the changes in the uniform.
Yep.
I'm sitting there in my PT gear, my brown t-shirt. I just got off work. And mind you, I got to get up at 4. This baby been getting up at 4.
Yep.
Like I was on the farm, but we're active duty. So your kids are with you. So I'm dropping him off at the CDC at 5 o'clock in the morning because I got to be at work at 5:30, right? I'm dropping my baby off at 5 o'clock in the morning. Meal prep wasn't a thing then. You know what I mean? Meal prep wasn't a thing then. I pick him up by the time we get off. Even if I got off at 3 or if I got off at 5 or whatever the situation is, I got to go cook. I got to go stand up, exhausted. And I was sick. And I had a sick baby. Yeah. And I was married to an actual individual that was working more than me. And so I have to take care of home, right?
Yep.
And I'm trying to balance, what can I give my family from this empty cup? Time. If you give me back that time where I'm not standing there for 2 hours because I'm making gravy from scratch or something like that. I'm not making this Creole hen that's going to take me 3 hours. By the time you sit down, I'm trying to make maximum time. I got to get this on the table by 7.
Mm-hmm.
When you give back someone quality of life, when you said that to me, it clicked. That was the most beautiful time I had with my parents because they weren't running around chaotically making dinner. Or, like it wasn't like where I'm from, it wasn't like a family thing where everybody's in the kitchen doing it. No. And I'm the same way. Get out my kitchen.
Yeah.
Get out of my kitchen. I don't want you're in my way. Like, I don't want you in my kitchen. Like, get out of my kitchen. So it wasn't like that was a quality time. We all sitting there like this for hours, like waiting. Or when you give that back to someone, I want you to know 200,000 people, if there was a family involved, you fed more than 200,000 people.
Yep.
Because you gave them an opportunity to sit and be a human being and not worry about, oh my God, I didn't go to the grocery store. I didn't have gas, or I didn't have the time. So now I forgot. Now I don't have any food.
Yep.
I got to go to McDonald's because that's the quickest. And I'm a millennial, so forgive me. So I'm thinking to myself like, we're going to Subway or McDonald's. Think about it. Like if you're in like your typical, not Vegas. I mean, if you're in a typical town, you're going to those chain restaurants that's quickly, or you're getting the assistance or whatever your EBT card is going to allow. We now have places where you get the quality food with that, but we know far too quickly with a developing place like this and other gentrifications and the exodus that's happening with all of these changes economically, these people aren't eating quality. They're not taking time. They're going and getting whatever is quick. If I could get a 20 pack of hot dogs for my kid that's so picky and wasting food, I'm going to get a 20 pack of hot dogs. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I saw what you did for the cases that I know I'm not supposed to be in the weeds, but I'm in the weeds. I'm going to always be in the weeds. I'm going to always be boots to the ground. Always. I don't care how far. If I'm at the White House, I'm still going to be boots to the ground. So I'm delivering this food to this case. I said, where you at? Can you meet me over at the center? I got something for you. I just left you. And I got boop. I was like, I got a box for you. I take this over. This individual, I just got into the housing because I had already recommended. So she just got the housing. But as you know, when you're starting in a new space, you already ain't got nothing. You didn't spend all your money to get everything where you're at. And she's like, I could tell, and the whole situation was pretty bad. A lot of people getting taken advantage of just trying to, survive right now. And I got there and I see that, bruh, these are our moms and our grandparents, bruh. This is like, I'm like, yo. And she still hadn't taken the things out of the car because she's been living in her car for about a year. And I'm like, still seeing her house. The house is still there, but I'm giving her this box, and she says, I think I can finally, it's gonna click to me now. Because when you keep going into an empty space, empty fridge, empty cabinets, empty closet, what's happening here and here, whew,
Yeah.
you have to have a different space of consciousness to rise above that. And I saw that she was hopeful again. She said, where did you come from? I said, I just left my homeboy. And I was like, it's over there. And by the way, here's the card. I need you to call Nelly. And she's like, yo, literally, she's just tears just pouring because she couldn't ask for any more services. She accumulated everything she could find driving around. There was nothing left. And she said, where is this at? I said, I'm going to give you this name, and this is going to be to help you every month. But there's more than that. I need you to also ask for the extended services, the wraparound services. I know that you've already been here. I know I've already given you these other recommendations, but outside of the veteran world, there's a community that is here to serve you that has nothing to do with your status of you being a veteran, but rather you being a human being.
Yep.
And I think people get it twisted with us when they see us. They're like, oh, they're for the veteran. No, no. We serve everybody.
Yep, exactly.
Everybody in this big old heart, right? Your kids, you got a youth program, grandma, your mama, the teachers. When you go to the grocery store there, you see all walks of life.
Yep.
Every walk of life coming through. But what really touched me was it's the holidays. And a lot of people aren't going to be able to have holidays right now. Economically, yeah, the market's doing good if you're in the market.
Yeah.
I mean, does it not register to people like, do you have stocks? Do you have a portfolio? So you do know the people we're talking about don't have that, right? So it's not that great out here. So what can we do for November and December? How can we set them up?
I mean, they just have to reach out to the Just One Project. The phone number is 702-462-2253. Just give us a call if you need assistance, and they can point you in the right direction from that number. So whatever category you fall in, whatever things you qualify for, there's something for everybody, and I mean, just if you want to get involved, the same number, you can go to the justoneproject.org and look at the volunteer opportunities, because we are heavily volunteer based. We could not do what we do without volunteers. We are part of the same community everybody else is, and we provide that stage for people to just do what they want to do and give back. A lot of people want to help. A lot of people want to give back, but they don't know how, or they don't go to the right places. Or
what about Thanksgiving? Are you guys getting
I'm not sure about any of that,
because you're giving food constantly, right? So it's all like your pop-ups are on the actual website, right? So that's the justoneproject.org.
Yes.
And so the pop-ups are once a month all through the valley. I think it's like 20 locations. How many?
10 locations.
10 locations, yes.
But we try to get every area of the city for people to go to.
So I need people to hear that,
Absolutely.
10 locations. So it don't eat. Yep. There's an opportunity for you to eat. You did the farmer's market. We just had a farmer's market. Thank you for them strawberries.
Man, no problem.
Them strawberries was it, sir.
It's all good, fresh food.
Fresh.
Yep.
Like, that's what I'm talking about. You can make the pie. You can make the dinner.
Yep.
You not just, the things that we do with the already pre-made foods, but there's, like I said, there's so much that comes with this. These pop-ups right now, they're already on the schedule. Go to the website. You can do the preventative action versus waiting to the last moment. Put it on your phone. Put it in your schedule right now. Like you pick up your phone and you go, okay, I know for a fact that this is on this day right now. I'm going to make it happen. Why? I'm giving you back your time. I'm giving you back your money. You didn't have to spend $200 for 10 items in Walmart. I would prefer that you got the items for free.
Yep.
And you took $200 and invested it in your family in a different way. Maybe even think about starting that portfolio for
Yeah.
hard times like this. It's not about us setting people up of it being just, oh, you're broke. That's what the other part I wanted people to know. You may have just fell on hard times. You might have just spent too much that month.
No, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, for my program, it's not for broke people. It's not for,
Did you hear that?
um,
It's not for broke
it's
people.
not for, it's for all walks of life, no matter where you come from or what status you have. What if you're sick? What if you're sick? You're not old enough to qualify for Meals on Wheels. That's basically what this is. You bring it out of the refrigerator, heat it up, and you eat it.
Mhm.
One of our veterans, just had surgery.
Mhm.
We'll make sure he has food, so
Yep.
he doesn't have to cook. Um, it's for families, working parents. Me and my wife, we both work full time and we come home late. It's well after dinner time. This is perfect. I come home, I put it in the microwave or the oven. That's it. Air fryer. You
That's
have
it.
a 5-star meal right there.
Bruh.
And we provide desserts, we provide salads, we provide all the little
I,
extra
I was
pastries.
going to say, wait, go to the pastries, bro.
Oh man, I'm telling you, I keep saying 5-star. I'm gonna stop saying that
You know
word,
you
but
can't
I
because
can't because it's
it is 5 star. It's the Venetian.
it is
It's Fountain Blue. It's Venetian. It's all of those things. It's recognizing that out of the people that are always talking about, oh, these casinos have all this food. Where is it going? It's going. It's coming out from those organizations, and it is getting to
a
the
very
people.
small percentage, very very small percentage, which is unfortunate.
And that's why we have you.
Yeah.
That small percentage is because of organizations like you. All the other waste, if we get more people to gravitate to understanding that you can do these things. We have another partner that gets different foods from different places around here. It is not consistent. I would like to say that it's not something that I don't know, like sometimes it, like when we're talking about a patient, that meal needs to be consistent for it to be healthy. So if you're going to give me quality 5-star organization food like from the strip today, that's great. But if next week I'm still at surgery and then you bring me old salad that's withered and brown and like I'm not going to eat that week. That's what
Yeah,
I'm getting at. The
definitely.
consistency and the retention and the understanding of what's important for our actual veterans and patients needs to be something the community has access to understanding. Yes, you served, but would you want to eat that? Would you want to go through that if you were sick?
Yeah.
You wouldn't want that. And so I ask people to put yourself in someone's shoes. Ask yourself, like you brought this up about the quality of the food. If somebody just dumps it, if they're preparing it, they're not taking care of it. Would you want somebody to hand that to you and
No.
say like, hey, we got this for you?
Well, it's more like they'll eat it. They're homeless. They'll eat anything, and I hate hearing that. It's like, no, would you eat it? You know, yeah, they have to struggle and pull. What do you want them to pull it out of the garbage can too?
They're
No.
already eating out of the
Yeah,
garbage
they're
can.
eating that crap out of the garbage can. Let's give them something good in that, so they know they're a human being, so they know that somebody cares for them, enough to take that time to, provide that quality service, a lot of people out here are like providing services, but, you know, and I told you this before, food is not love, it's the act of giving it, and it's how you give it, and it's how you treat that person that they're going to remember. They're not going to remember that food. They're going to remember that experience, and so that's where we try to, we try to heighten that experience and give them the best quality experience possible, because they're humans too, and they probably haven't been told that in a long time.
Yeah. I know what's one of the most, before, as I was looking at my time, I was like, it's about that time. What's one of the most significant stories of impact that you've had that touched you?
Well, okay. So, I feed a lot of giant organizations, people feeding hundreds of people on any given, time. And, I deal with at like 22 big organizations that I just pump food into whenever I get it. But one day there was just this little old lady, saying, Miss Burrow, she came to me She saw a commercial or a news presentation, and she said, well, all this stuff, the canned stuff is fine, but I want that hotel food. I'm like, okay. And so I loaded, she takes care of her brother on hospice. And so I loaded them up with enough food to feed them for a month. And it was nothing for me to take that, from what we have. Um, and she keeps coming back. And she just, she tells me she loves me, and I love her too. It's just like,
It's family.
she's family.
At that point.
Yeah.
That's family. And she also helps you too.
She does not help me. She is not really capable of helping because she's pretty on
older.
in her years,
Yeah.
But
I've seen some that are there helping you that are
yes.
older. That's
Oh,
why
yeah.
and they're like family to you. They love you.
They are. Yeah.
I've witnessed it multiple times, where I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, look at this. And it's like, you see these, that's why I'm trying to get people to understand the economic experience here. This is your parents and your grandparents going through this. This is not young people. These are people on fixed incomes and individuals working 12, 13 hours down here, still not making it. It's still not making it. So I look at those older ladies and the gentlemen too, and the way they look at you.
Yeah, they definitely are family.
The heart of it.
Yeah.
They'll do anything because they know your heart.
Yeah, because they know I would do anything for them.
You have.
And, and
it shows.
But, and that's how we keep something like this going. I couldn't do it without them, and I make sure they know that every single day. Normally we have a whole kitchen full of people when we come back on the food packs, and they all know each other. They all communicate outside of that. They help each other out. They share their pizzas. Shout out to Love Pizza Project, by the way. Thank you, Marcus. And I mean, they share their donuts. Shout out to Rainbow's Donuts.
Rainbow's Donuts, yes. Shout out to all
amazing,
of our people.
Best donuts in the city, right there.
Yes, Rainbow Donuts, yes.
And those people are examples, like Rainbow's Donuts. Somebody who really takes pride in their craft and their donuts and
quality
every single day, and he doesn't want to throw them away.
In the morning, right?
In the morning, yep. We get those out to our nonprofit partners every single day, fresh, 100 donuts or so. And he cares enough to make sure that, they go out and he takes care of them like they're just like they are in his display case. And it just takes people like that to reach out and make those connections. It's about logistics. It's about finding that perfect partner or somebody to plug that resource into the perfect spot, and when I got that phone call, I'm like, yes. And then now I don't even have to pick them up. I have my nonprofit partners pick them up directly from there, and saves resources like time, gas, and they have donuts.
We are heavy conservative philanthropists in our work that we do. We are always thinking about, shout out to the armed forces for teaching us fraud, waste, and abuse, for real. Like, it's always in my mind. Like, I don't know whether it's the trauma where I'm like, no, we can't waste. And, because, accountability, but I'm always looking at, is that wasteful? Is that productive? Is that efficient? Is that effective? Is that going to give us an actual end result? Is there a return on the investment? Yep. Did you pour that much into it and get it to the end result of what you wanted from the beginning? You want it to serve. So at the end of the day, did you get it to where it needed to be to serve? Okay, you did. Shout out. Right. You did your job. And so I think that the more we look into what you're talking about, which is, hey, if I make the perfect partner, and I know this is going to segue into the next portion, which is relationships. How you treat one thing is how most people treat everything.
Yep.
How you treat your partner, how are you conservative in your life? How are you responsible in your life? And where does that take you? I think it's important that we take the time to recognize that it is about being, I like this other portion where you were teaching people, okay, you got this one bag of rice, that's 15 different meals I can make from that.
Yeah.
You got this thing of this, and this, we're going to make these meals that are going to last you for these many days, because we're looking at effective. How effective can this be? If I gave you a box of food like she said, oh, I don't want those cans, because some people don't know that how to make that work.
Exactly.
Make it do yoga for you. The same thing like your money. Instead of letting it just go like this, hold it, expand it, make it do yoga for you. The same way you, like you said, food is love. It's a currency. It is an energy. It is a currency. Make it make sense for you. What's one of even the magazines that you were giving out? Health food magazines. We have like boxes upon boxes of recipes, like to say, hey, look, it's not about just pantry food. We want you to know how to make a quality meal. You know how accomplished you feel when you do a 5-star meal at your kitchen table and you sit it down and you're like, yes,
I did that.
I did that. That's the currency. That's the frequency that we want people to gain back into their life, not this smack the table like, I just got to eat this. What kind of energy did you put in? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're trying to feed yourself on a day that you're depleted, but the food is empty. There's no love and probably no nutrition. Most of the crap food. So what did you feed yourself other than a filler? You just filled the space. You still got the same. So when people are like, oh, they're homeless. Did you know that food is a chemical and food is your medicine? So if you give someone dead food, there's no actual live enzymes and biochemicals to help their mental state be productive or their second brain be eating any greater. Most people don't understand that. If you're trying to give them an opportunity to feel better, give them the biochemicals in the food for them to feel better. Understand what you do outward is just a display of how I see you treat yourself inside and the people inside your world. So I want to thank you so much. I know you got to get out of here.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Amazing.
All right. Say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
All right. On to the next segment. We're going to pause and take a quick break.
Oh, was I not supposed to get up?
Yeah.